thing here, and I'm not going to send that kind of thing. Alright, I'm live. It's okay. Good evening, everyone. Face a bit of technical issues earlier, very bad, but we could continue, and for that we give glory to God. Alright, so I'm going to proceed with actually what we have. So in the first video, you could check it out on our YouTube channel, in the live section. So that first video will just explain just the basics and the theoretical aspect of HTML, and now we are going to focus and explain like practical aspects. So I'm going to drop a link where you will be able to actually navigate and walk your way through the site. All right. So I've sent a link in the chat box. Here you will be able to access the editor that I'm actually accessing over on my end, and over here I'm going to explain the basics of HTML, how they work and what they do. So once you click on the website, you'll be able to access what I'm able to access as well. Alright, so now this is the website now. So now you're going to click on this exclamation mark. Once you click on it, whether you're on mobile, clear what is there earlier, click on the exclamation mark. Whether you're on mobile, desktop, or tab, it's going to work the same way. Then you press enter, and you are going to get this exact thing. So as I explained in this slide, I'm going to show you also. So now this is the doc type I was talking about, and this was the like HTML also, and this where we have the head, and in the head we have the title. So this is an example of a title. Over here now we have what? We have Comibyte Academy, and we have the body. This is where the content will be contained. So now I want to write one simple tag. I'm just going to say H1, and I'm going to say hello world, and we have hello world. So it's not going to be like red in color, but because it has been styled automatically over here, so that's not what's going to make it red. But at default, this is what we are going to have. We are going to have what? Hello world. And you guys try it out. Pause the video, then go back and try it out. Alright, so now what are we actually doing today? I've sent the course resources in this Telegram group. So what we want to do today, we want to talk about just simply the basics of HTML. You guys can check it out and read the theoretical aspect on yourself. So we have different kind of code editors, VS Code, and a lot more. So by the end of these resources, all those code editors, they actually work mostly on desktop, but we have created ours, and you can try it on mobile or even desktop. But by the end of this bootcamp, we are going to show those that have a laptop the way you can actually use the laptop's version for like a big project. All right, so now we are going to do just a simple thing. After you try the hello world, I just want us to try out simply another stuff. All right, now so let's come over here, and I'm going to explain what they do shortly. So after you type hello world, we are going to now say, all right, come here and say what this is Comibyte Academy October Bootcamp. All right, you are going to have this. So I want everybody to try that out. You pause the video, then you go back and you try it out. All right, so now moving on, I'm going to explain what this does. Like you should understand that, oh, you don't just want to be writing random tags and everything. You should actually understand what they do. So I'm going to explain what they do shortly. All right, now HTML basics. So HTML what? HTML basics. HTML elements are the core components that make up every web page. They are what? They are the building blocks that define how content is structured, organized, and presented in a browser. So every piece of text, image or button or form you see on a website exists because of what? Because of HTML elements. Alright, now we are going to try out simple HTML elements. For example, the H1 I wrote earlier, the P I wrote earlier, they are part of HTML elements. So now, alright, so now we have what is called attributes, we have what is called comments, and you might not understand that. So first, let's actually treat examples of elements. So now examples of elements that we have is actually this that I did here earlier. So the H1 and the paragraph tag. And moving on in the resources file, you see what is called an attribute. This is an example of an attribute. It's just something that we add to a tag. So we call this an HTML tag. So for example, now there's what is also called commenting. And why is commenting important? Commenting is important in case, for example, now I want to write something that you can do this and this over here. Like it's just like a simple method that just tells you and anybody that's actually reading your code that this is what this works for. So first you are going to what? Do this, then like this. Afterwards you are going to put here, then you write what you want. You are going to do dash dash, yeah. So now this has to write a comment in HTML. So now this comment now can come over here and say this is an hello world. And the beauty of a comment is that they are not going to show in your browser. They are not going to show in your browser. It's just something that tells you how some things work. So how we have this is an hello world, we can have over like this is what an intro. We have this to what to Comibyte Bootcamp. So we have this an intro to Comibyte Bootcamp. So now this an header tag and this is a paragraph tag. Alright, now so I'm not going to explain the formatting for you and how they work. So now how does header work? So let's just clear this up. This is just a basic understanding of what you need to know. So chill off, you might not understand everything I'm saying now, but if you just follow me along, they are just going to be easy as like just easy. Alright, so now we have different kind of formatting. We have each one, so I'm going to write each one here. We have another one that we call h2, then I'm going to write h2 here. We have another one we call h3. So basically we have h3 h1 to h6. We have h1 to h6. And how does h1 to h6 work? They are text formatting. They actually reduce in size based on their number. So now we can see the difference from what this h1, this h2, this h3, this h4, this h5, and this is h6. They have their reduction in sizes. Alright, now so I'm going to try out another thing that you all can just see. So I'm just going to come here and do something like this. But so just like some simple explanation, that a little demonstration for you guys to actually understand what is being done. All right, yeah. So now we need to arrange this. Obviously, we need to make our code neat and readable for anybody that needs to actually view our code. So now so yeah. So now we have what h1 to h6, then we have h6, h5, h4, h3, h2, h1. We actually see how they work now. So now from the beginning they have a reduction in size, like an increase in size, but down below they have what a reduction in size. So these are text formatting principles. So we are going to use a comment over here also, the same method. So this is how to write the comment. So we are going to say what h1 to h6, h1 to h6. So now these are the work. So basically where do we use h1? H means what? H means header. So I'm going to copy up these comments, then I'm going to write it again. So H means header. So basically what we are saying is what header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4, header 5, header 6, and how they work is we are writing something in a page. And so for example, let's use this as an example. Here now we are using an header, this and each one to write this particular thing. So now it is bold, and we are just going to do is like some change in font, and we are going to be able to have our desired result. So yeah, this is what we are going to have from what H1, H2. This is basically what we are going to have for this header. So we use it for header part, place that actually need header. And now let's now talk about paragraphs. Paragraphs basically are used with P. This is a what? A paragraph. These are paragraphs. Paragraphs are like they are low in font, and we are able to actually use and work with them. So now this is an example of a paragraph. We used paragraph over for this aspect. We use paragraph here. We used paragraph over here. So basically in a website, paragraph and header are being used. This is an example of an header. This is an H2. This is an example of a paragraph, example of a paragraph, example of a paragraph. And note, not everything that is actually bold is an header. It just depends on what you actually need for it. Okay, so but this is an example of an header. Header is something that just adds something. That's why we call it an header. So we use an header over here also. So alright, so now this is just the basics of text formatting. This is the basics of text formatting, of heading and paragraphs, I mean. So now we're actually going to focus more on text formatting. What does text formatting mean? So it's part of what we are going to talk about today. So I'm going to put this in a comment. So I'm just going to say a paragraph. A paragraph. Now let's talk about text formatting. So say text formatting. What is text formatting, and what does it mean, and why do we use text formatting? Now, so text formatting, for example, now when we are trying to write our messages on WhatsApp, and we have something like, you know, we are going to highlight the message, then you need to write maybe bold, italic, underline, something like that. All right, now, so I'm going to apply this. I'm going to use a comment for this particular. So we are going to, so anything that is applied in a comment does not show on the browser. I'm just going to put a comment over here, then just cancel this. So I'm going to put this in a comment. So now once I put this in a comment, it's no longer going to show on the browser. So I'm going to put this paragraph also in a comment. Alright. So now text formatting. Let's focus on what we said earlier now. So now to use text formatting, we need what? We need a paragraph. I'm going to write a paragraph. P. So once you just click on P, click enter, you actually have it. It's not advisable to use all these like well for beginner stages actually, but let's just get along with what we have. So now what does text formatting? Text formatting is, so now I'm going to write hello world. So this runs automatically except on a mobile phone where you need to click on a play to run it. Alright, so now we have hello world. Now I want to make this hello bold, and I don't want world to be bold. What do I use? I use a text format. So I write B, just B, and I put hello inside of B, and I have what hello world. So over here you can actually see that hello is bold and the world is less bold. Hello is bold and the world is less bold. Alright, now this is an example. So let's do another example. I'm just going to copy this, then paste it again. Alright, now. So now let's try out another type of text format. So now let's try italic. So now to do italic, just from the name, we could actually just determine what it is going to be. So italic is what I. So you just write an I, then let's put hello inside of I. Now we have what? Hello world. We actually see that the I is what? Italic. And in addition to this I, we could actually use what is called EM to make it italic also. We can use what is called EM. So now we call on EM. We are going to write hello inside of it. We are currently as what is also italic. So we can use EM as well as an I. Alright now. So I'm going to apply comments so that you guys will be able to understand what we are doing. Alright. Okay. So now the next one that we have is U for underline. When you want to underline something in web, on the web, so we call our paragraph again. And note, paragraph is not the only tag we have. I'm just using it for an example. We are going to get advanced as we go. So we are going to click on U, and that U we are going to say hello, then come over here and say world. Hello world. Alright, so the next one is mark. Mark, what does mark? Mark is for highlight. If you want to highlight something, so we are going to call our paragraph again. We are going to say mark. So call on hello. You see it has highlighted it. Say world. This is mark. Then the next one that we have is small. It's used for a smaller text. For example, you are saying maybe like on the, okay, let's just say small. Say hello. And say world. So the use case, they have different use case. So I just want to try out something actually cool. So I'm going to say 20, then colon small, small, then do second, 20 second. So now something like this. So now 20 second. That is how they work. So now these are examples of what text formatter. These are examples of text formatter. These are what we use to format text. That we could have this on thing on the website. We are just going to have some underline, italic, bold, small, and what, and like, different kind of things. Alright, so I'm just going to apply some comments to this so that you guys can understand, and I'll be able to like post the code that I wrote myself. Alright, so same thing. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say this is an example of bold. Then this is an example of what italic. This is what also italic, or what its original name is actually what original name is emphasis, or let's just call it what em. Then we have u, then we have mark, and we have small, and yeah, this is also small. So this is small also. Alright, now so bold makes our text bold, italic makes our text slant, em also what makes our text slant, then u underlines our text, mark highlights our text, and small makes our text small. So I've commented it, and this is not going to show in the browser. Alright, so now we have done basically the steps of formatting text. So we have other tags, but these are just the basic ones that you need to know, the header and the paragraph, and you can be able to create some things with it, right? Alright, so now for example, now let's do like a little something with what we have already. So now let me copy my code. I'm just going to place it somewhere. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so now let's do like a little project. So now over here, the title, what the title of this, I'm going to say mini project. So now here we want to work with what header and paragraph. Yeah, so I'm going to say each one, and I'm going to say what, welcome to Comibyte Academy Bootcamp. Now I'm going to put a paragraph under that what, let's just say this is October. Are you ready? So now, but I want to make this ready bold. So I'm going to use the text format. Put this. So this, are you ready? Then put some question marks. All right now. So this is October. Are you ready? So now let's make this actually slant. Sorry. So we say October. So this is October. Are you ready? Now let's move on. I'm now going to say let's try out H2. And now I'm going to say I am definitely ready. So now let's try out two text formats. Now say click on this link. So now let's mark this. Let's highlight it. So to highlight it, we are going to apply what is called mark. Then click what on this link to join. And over here, I'm going to use underline. Click on this link to join. Okay, join. Yeah, you. All right, so now we have done four types already, so we need to do small and yeah, just small. All right, so now I'm just going to say h3. I'm going to say this. Say we are starting on the 20 what second. We need something to apply second. I'm going to use small and apply this. So we are starting on what, on the 22nd. All right, I made a mistake over here, so we are definitely definitely ready. All right, so now basically with what you have done, you are able to apply what header, you are able to apply paragraph, you are able to apply the text formatter that we have, and this one just look basic, but you actually, this like welcome to like your journey on what, on the principles of what, web development. All right, so now we are going to proceed with what we have, and today we are going to be able to like complete more than what we actually imagine they are going to do. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to save this for later. I'm definitely going to drop it into the Telegram group where you actually be able to join and check it out. All right. All right. So now want to do something actually new, and which is called a list. So now, what are lists? What are lists? So list is just something that we actually use to work on something. All right. Okay, I'll be right back. All right. So they are what we call lists. So now list as, for example, now if we want to do something now, so let's say P and let's do something. So let's say H1, say fruit, then P over here we say apple, pineapple, mango, orange. Now we have gotten them already, they are on one straight line, but we need to like count them down, maybe one, two, three, four. So instead of applying, maybe saying something like one, we don't need to do that. HTML automatically handled it for us with what? With lists. So now to write a list, you see what? Li, Li. That's what you need to write a list. And list, there are two types of list. There are what? There is what we call, let me write a comment. So there are two types of lists. So we have ordered lists and unordered lists. So the another list there does not mean it's not going to be ordered. It's just, so I'm just going to show you. All right, now so to write the list, we need to write the list tag first. Then afterwards, we now put it to what we have. So now let's do ordered list first. And ordered list means OL. That's what it means. OL. So now, all right. So now let's write. Let's. We don't need to actually do it like this. So now let's say what mango. Then let's write under OL and say what's orange. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Yeah, my bad. So sorry, just like a mistake. So apologize for that. Yeah. So now the way it works, so OL, we specify the name of the list we want to write first. Then once we specify the name of the list, we now call on a list. So now we can now say mango. Over here, we say what? Apple. So now what I'm actually explaining is what? There are two types of lists. List is, for example, I can see that I don't need to write one, two here. HTML automatically what? And does that for us. So now to use it, we need to call on the types of list we want. And the type of I want ordered list, which means ordered means I want the one, the two. If I add another list over here, so if I say pineapple, what it becomes three. That's what I want for what order this. So I do OL first, then I apply the LI afterwards. So I've sent a link of this editor into the chat box of the live. Then I'm going to send it into the Telegram also. So no worries, and you can actually try it even on your mobile phone. Alright, now so now we now have ordered on ordered list. So how does another list work? So watch closely. Li. So I'm going to do the same thing. So let's just copy what we have here, then paste it here. So now we have mango, we have apple, and we have what? Pineapple. You can actually see this now. This is what? This ordered list, and this is unordered list. This is the way they work. So this just apply bullet points over there, and ordered list apply numbers. Unordered list apply bullet points. That's the difference between unordered list and ordered list. And basically that's just what list is. And we have another type of list, um but that is what we are going to be treating for now, just ordered list and unordered list. So now there's what is called block quotes and there's what's called HR. So basically what do they do? Now let's imagine after writing this I want to apply some sort of line between the ordered list and unordered list. I'm going to use what is called HR. So you have to write this manually, HR. So it's not available in the tag. So now this is what it does. You just apply a line. So you have to write it. You write the first opening tag, then you write the tag name, and you apply closing tags. So now let me explain what that means now. So we are using automatic, so I didn't explain. So now this first is what is called opening tags. What we write inside is what is called the tag. So I'm going to write on like img. Then we apply what is slash, then this, that's what is called what, a closing tag. So basically that's what we are doing here now. So you apply an opening tag, you write the tag name, then you apply the closing tag. Now if you check our browser, we actually have a thin line that what, that covers the what, ol and what, the ul. It separates them together from each other. So now that is an hr. That is an example of an horizontal what, line. So now we have links and navigation, but first let's treat block quotes. Let's treat block quotes. So let's treat block quotes. All right. All right. So now this thing is actually being inactive. So now I'm just going to move next what we have. Now I'm going to provide the explanation on the Telegram group. Now we have links and navigation. We have links and what? We have links and navigation. All right. Now so I'll be doing a lot. All right. But now we are able to actually repeat what we have done. So and in addition to HR, let's do another thing. Instead of block code, let's actually do what's called break. BR. So you write an opening tag BR and you what, you apply a closing tag. So now, so what does BR do? BR what? BR separates. BR gives like more space between them. Now, if you remove the BR, there's like some space between them. But if you apply the BR, there's more space between them. That's what BR does. That's basically what BR does. Alright. Now, so I cancelled everything. So let's now do a fresh start again. So now, oh, let me copy it so I'll be able to send it to you guys. All right. Now, let's write a paragraph tag, and let's use opening tag. So opening tag, you have it on your keyboard or of any of your devices. Then you apply P, watch it, then what? We close it with another P, this opening tag. Then it is actually now closed like this. You apply a quote, you apply this slash, then you write the P and you cover it. This is how to write the one a tag that has what, the opening tag and the closing tag. But for tag that does not have it, like maybe img does not have it, hr does not have it, that's hr. You have to write the opening tag and the closing tag yourself. So HR does not have it, BR does not have it. You just give it extra space. So what have it is actually the opening tag and the closing tag. Alright now. So now what we have actually accomplished today, let me write it in a comment. So we are able to talk about what, headers and paragraphs. So we are able to talk about text formatting, and we're able to talk about lists. So now we are going to continue with what we have by tomorrow, and we are going to do more tomorrow. So we are facing a bit of technical issue, that's why we're not able to do more. Alright, so I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, God bless you all. Thank you for attending the show, and if you have any questions, go to the Telegram group and we are going to be able to answer you. So you can watch the video, you pause it, then you can go over and then watch the video again. Yeah, see you guys.